Right now, everyone can be a consultant. In today's video, we're going to discuss what is a consultant and how you can make money in the government contracting industry without having past performance, history, certifications. You don't have to be a minority. You don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to have any of that stuff. You don't even have to be registered to be a consultant. Only thing that you have to have is the willingness to have a little bit of hustle, a little bit of grit, not afraid to talk to people, not afraid to reach out to people. Because right now, I'm telling you, in 2026, this is the absolute best opportunity for the majority of us to get into government contracting. It's not to be a prime, it's not to be a subcontractor, even, it's to be a government consultant. And I'm going to explain to you in today's video why that happens and why that is. And reason number one, we already know based on what's happening right now, the world is a crazy place with wars going on and the 8A audit and everyone being in a lot of scrutiny and DEI being thrown out the garbage. I mean, everything is in complete chaos, but where there's chaos, there's opportunity, and I can smell it. I can literally taste the opportunity. I'm getting calls from friends of mine who are getting multi-million dollar contracts, and they're saying, Eric, right now is the absolute best time because, again, if you learn anything from Economics 101, it's called supply and demand. And so when the supply is low, the demand is high. And right now, literally in last night's call with my students, everyone's saying the same thing. When you go to industry day, we don't have enough companies to do all of the work.
That's something they were speaking on about. They don't have enough companies out there. It's very hard for them to get things done.
Another student of mine said that they are literally begging people. They're saying if you can find any trades person, any trades contractor, bring them to a federal agency, you will get contracts.
I meet so many contractors that want to get in federal contracting that's looking for help. They come to me and ask me, do I want to do or like be their BD person or help them find work? They'll reach out to me even on LinkedIn. Hey, we want you. Nah, I'm busy. That's not what I
Right.
do. I mean, you can find any trade and go and bring them to the government.
So what do we mean by tradespeople? So let's look up, when I say trades, what do we mean? We mean specialty trades. So we're discussing carpenters, electrician, plumbers, HVAC, roofers, any type of trades contractors. If you can find those companies, if you can go out and find them, right, and talk to them about the opportunities for working in the government, those are the people that we're asking for. In fact, if you look at it, BlackRock literally put out $100 million in funding to help create more trades schools to help start training people on how to do this stuff because there's such a shortage. So we now understand that there is a wide shortage of trades skilled labor. Now, what is the opportunity for you? The opportunity is the people that are in these fields, typically they don't have a back office, or if they do have a back office, they only can handle the work that's being coming to them because they're so busy. Or maybe they're saying that government contracting is very difficult because their experiences have been negative. Typically, these people are older in nature, so they're usually the 45 plus crowd. And so what happens is they're not familiar with AI. They don't know how to use any of the tools. They don't actually care about any tools. They just want to submit a price and do the work, which is where the opportunity lies for you, because you being the person that's industrious, that is into technology, that knows how to use ChatGPT, that knows how to leverage some of the tools that we've created, do the market research, to build pipelines, who's actually taken some of the classes, watch YouTube videos, who actually has more time to do that stuff, you're the exact match for a trades company. So you are going to take, right, your spare time, your additional time, your 5 to 9 hours, and start to learn how to do government contracts. You're going to basically watch content like this. You're going to watch videos like this. You're going to leverage tools that people like myself provide. So you're going to leverage the different tools to go out there and be able to do the market research so you can come back to them, explain to them exactly who's buying their services, where they're buying it at, who I should be talking to. And then you're going to propose to them, right, that you're going to help them do this on their behalf. And in exchange, when you bring them a contract, you like to share in on the proceeds. This is standard practice. This is not something that someone's gonna be like, well, I've never heard of that before. This is standard practice. We call it consulting. And while a lot of people don't like the term consulting, if you just were Google the word consulting, the majority of people in like stock trading and Wall Street and insurance sales are consultants. Every single government agency hires consulting firms, Deloitte, Accenture. These are all multi-billion dollar consulting firms that do one thing, is to help their clients get better outcomes, get better returns on their dollars, on their investments. And so consulting is a standard practice. It is industry wide, and it's known because what you do is you recognize that you don't have all the skills to do XYZ tasks. So you go out and hire experts and you compensate them for their expertise where you lack that skill set. So what I'm saying to you out there, if you've been watching videos for a long time and sitting back and saying to yourself, how do I jump in? I would recommend at this point now, given all the chaos, the biggest opportunity is to specifically work with and find and identify trades contractors and help those trade contractors, take them to government agencies or take them to people who have government contracts, bring them there with their skill set, their capacity, their history, their ability to perform, and you will print money. And I can say that with all confidence because this is, you can just Google it. Google the shortage of trades contract out there and you will see for yourself. Let's go to the screen and say, is there a shortage of, look, it's already finishing it for me, trades workers. Okay, look at this, significant widespread shortage of skilled trades workers in US and North America. So again, supply, demand. With the shortage of skilled trades workers, that means that the government is not getting the skilled trades workers. We understand that the skilled trades workers are not people that typically do paperwork and administrative services. Hence, we can now take and do that portion for them on their behalf, right? Essentially act as their agent and now take them to either a government customer or a customer who has government contracts, a prime, and they will give you contracts. This is not a guess. This is not a theory. This is not hypothetical. This is facts. And so now you're probably asking yourself, Eric, where do I find these companies from? And we're going to talk about that coming up. But I just want to spell out the opportunity first because I myself personally am looking for companies or trades workers that want to do government contracts. If that's you, call this number below, text this number below and say, hey, I'm XYZ, I'm an HVAC company, I'm a roofer, blah, blah, blah. And if you need help, call me. I promise you, if you've got any type of capacity and you've got history and you've done your craft for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and you're looking for government contracts, you're looking for work, call us, text us, okay? We're looking for you. Again, I'm talking to everyone out there. I encourage you guys to go out there and find these people. So where can you find these people? Let's give you some ideas. So a couple places, let's say I was looking for a roofer, for example. So if I were looking for like roofing companies in Miami, well, obviously one, you could Google roofing companies. That's pretty easy. The other thing that you can do is they have something called supply houses. So supply house is where you essentially buy products that supports trades contractors. So at the supply house, you have here, you see it says plumbing, heating, HVAC supplies. They are the ones where these trade contractors frequent every single day to buy their supplies and their materials. They have them for roofers, they have them for every trade. So if you wanted to get a list of competent, capable trades contractors in your city, all you have to do is Google your local supply house. And that local supply house will tell you who are the top contractors in that city. That is the hack that I've learned. So I'll give you an example. Let's look at it here on the screen. So if I were to say, okay, let's say I want to find HVAC. So let's say I reached out to some government agencies and they're looking for some HVAC personnel. So supply house, let's show you HVAC. And so you'll see here, Johnstone Supply. So Johnstone Supply here, it gives you their number. So we can literally call Johnstone Supply and say, hey, I'm looking for some HVAC companies or visit them that are active, that are in the area. We have some potential contract opportunities. Do you have any people that you recommend? And boom, just like that, they'll give you names. A&R Supply, again, another air conditioning company. And so you can call them and ask for recommendations for air conditioning companies. Same thing we can do for plumbers, Supply House Plumbing. All right, Bonding Plumbing Supply. Okay, this is another supply house, Magic Plumbing. So again, these supply houses have the list of trades contractors that you're looking for. You could go to what the formerly known as the Yellow Pages, or you can go to Google, but I would recommend that I would come right here to a supply house and let the supply house recommend me a trades contractor. And you can do this for everybody, supply house roofing. Okay, Golf Eagle Supply, ABC Supply, SRS Supply. In fact, let's see if I can make a phone call while we're on the screen to someone while we're here. So let's do this. Let's call Golf Eagle Supply. Calling Golf Eagle Supply.
So Miami Golf Eagle Supply, can I help you?
Hey, Golf Eagle, my name is Eric Coffie, and I'm new to the Miami area. Do you have any roofing companies that you recommend for work for residential or commercial?
Give me your phone number.
786
Mm-hmm.
208.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you know, I'm looking for people that might want to work down at Homestead at the Air Force Base, like a roofing contractor down Air Force Base at Homestead.
Okay, let me see what I can do, and they're going to call you, okay?
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you, sir. So now I call Golf Eagle Supply. They just gave me, they're going to get someone to call me back. Do you see how easy that was? I literally just showed you on the phone. We called Golf Eagle Supply. I told him we're going to work at the base. If he has anybody they can recommend, they're going to call me back. You can do this with every supply house. Why? Because roofers, plumbers, HVAC, all these guys are looking for work. This is not hard. This is not magic. I didn't do anything. I didn't talk about certifications. I didn't talk about any opportunities. So now I'm showing you this because, again, now let's look at, I'm going to do another example. So roofing, let me show you this, NAICS code. I'll put this on a big screen real quick. So roofing NAICS code is 238160. All right. Now let me go over to my tool. I'm going to put small business. I'm going to put that NAICS code. I'm going to put my zip code where I'm at in South Florida for roofing. I'm going to hit find target agencies. And let me show you how we do this. So now I've got a roofer company that we can talk to. Now let me go figure out which government agencies I need to talk to that are looking for roofers. So basically, you can also do this in FPDS or USA Spending. This is just a tool that I built that made it a little bit easier for me. So I'm going to go ahead and it's searching right now for roofers. And what it's going to do is once it finds the roofing company, some roofing, the government agencies that buy roofing, then we can reach out to them and look at what opportunities are coming up for bids for roofing jobs. All right, so now we've looked at our target agencies. So again, in my area here, the zip code that I put in, specifically 33170, there's 71 agencies that are buying roofing services particularly. So I know that FAA is an easy entry for me. National Parks is easy. Forest Service, agriculture, like, man, these are all easy entries for me. So let me really quickly, I'm going to grab 20 of these guys. And what I mean by easy entry, it means that essentially for simplified acquisition, which is small purchases that are required to go to small businesses, not certified businesses, small businesses. So these offices are doing a lot of the what they call simplified acquisition, micro purchase type contracts, which for people that don't have past work or past performance is a great entry point. Now, if you were doing this as a consultant, you don't really care about that other than the fact that they're easier to talk to. But because your company that you're going to find has capacity and capabilities, you don't necessarily need the smaller projects. But again, just kind of good to know. So I'll go back. I'll look at some of these ones that, again, easy entry, easy entry, easy entry, easy entry. All right, veterans for easy entry, easy entry. I'm going to pick some of these and I'm going to generate the reports. So now I have a list, a target list of who I should be talking to for this roofing company that's going to call me back. So again, Wildlife Services, National Park Services, Coast Guard, Forest Services. Look, they're basically 95% of their contracts are easy, simplified acquisition. Okay, average award 50K, 93K, 25K, 66K. So again, great places to start. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go over here. We've got the government buyers. We know who they are. I'm going to reach out and call them, okay, to talk about opportunities. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. But in addition to that, going back over, I'm going to look for Fish and Wildlife Services to see if they have any upcoming solicitations on SAM.gov. So I want to look and see if there's any upcoming solicitation that they have on SAM.gov that we can go after for roofing services. So now we have our hit list. We can basically cross-reference this list with SAM.gov, see if there's any actual opportunities for roofing contracts that are out. Let's go to SAM.gov. I'm going to log in. All right. And basically what I'm going to do is I want to target some of these agencies when I'm looking on the results tab. I'm not going to finish it on this video. I'll wait for another video because, again, the idea is essentially once you've identified who you want to target, who you're going after, now we're going to go over to SAM.gov and start looking at bids and opportunities. So that's effectively the strategy. Now, I'm going to make some future videos where we talk about how to actually set up the consulting relationship. What does that look like? So how you actually set up your consulting business, what kind of things you should expect, how do you do your contracts, how you do agreements. We're going to make that in some future content. But the idea, the gist of it is effectively find trades, contractors, take them to the government, take them to primes, and you will have an instant business in this marketplace. Good luck, everyone. We'll be talking in future videos about actually what does it look like to set up your business, and I'll be walking you through the SAM.gov example specifically.